Dear students, let us see the sixth chapter in the subject semiconductor devices. The chapter is integrated circuits, that is the IC, integrated circuits, and this chapter carries 15 marks in the final year examination, and out of those 15 marks are divided as you will get one question for 5 marks, that is short question, and one question for 10 marks. Okay, in this 10 marks you may get one question for 10 marks or two questions for 5 marks also. Okay, and in this chapter the frequently asked questions referring the previous question papers as well as referring the question bank of I have listed a few frequently asked questions along with answers, and so these questions, the same questions were given you in the class, and you have written the answers for them in the class also, but for just for this revision, okay, refer these slides as well as your notes also, then be prepared for the examination. And examination probable date for examination may be 15th of July. We are expecting the examinations to be conducted by 15th of July, so be prepared. Okay, so coming to the first question, before this question let me tell you what is integrated circuit. Okay, the integrated circuit is a miniature circuit in which all the circuit components are etched into the semiconductor chip. That is, in the laboratory, one example I will give you. In the laboratory you have rigged up the circuit by using breadboard and wire. Also you might have used the printed circuit board, okay, for the circuit rig up, printed circuit board. So those circuits are called as discrete circuits. Those circuits are called discrete circuits, and those discrete circuits are having some disadvantages, that is the loose connection, okay, or the oxidation, or because of any soldering problem the loose connection may happen, the components may come out, okay, there is no proper support for the components, etc. So to overcome those disadvantages, and also the main disadvantage of those circuits is the size of the circuit becomes bigger. So in this integrated circuits, those disadvantages are overcome. Here all the components are etched onto a single chip, and the size of the circuit will be very less. Okay, a miniature circuit, it is called as a miniature circuit by using microelectronics, this branch of electronics, that is microelectronics. By using microelectronics, the PCB, the ICs are manufactured. So let us come to the first chapter, first question. Mention the disadvantages of ICs. Mention what are the disadvantages of integrated circuits. So first here it is listed. If any one component goes out of order, the whole IC has to be replaced. So this is one disadvantage of IC, that is, in the IC the n number of components are etched onto a single chip. Okay, so those components are actually etched into the single chip. So those components are not discrete, so that we can remove any component and we can fix other component, that is, we can replace the faulty component, etc., like that. So that is not possible in the IC. So if any component goes faulty, okay, the whole circuit goes faulty, so we have to replace the IC itself. Okay, so in IC, capacitance more than 30 picofarad cannot be fabricated. More than 30 picofarad capacitor are impossible, or it is not possible to put this into the IC. That is one more disadvantage. Again, the disadvantage is it is not possible to produce high power ICs. So you might have observed till now in digital lab also, you might have seen the ICs in our college. You have seen in the computer motherboard, the chip made by Intel, etc. Those all are the ICs. So those ICs power is limited. Okay, the power as per my experience, So we can use the ICs maximum for 15 volts, maximum for 15 volts. So high power ICs production is not possible. So ICs can handle limited amount of power, the same thing, limited amount of power. The next disadvantage is inductors and transformers cannot be fabricated on ICs. So inductors and transformers contain, or to manufacture inductor and transformers, actually the copper coil is necessary. So that copper coil cannot be etched onto the IC that is on a single chip, then cannot handle excessive heat. So this is one limitation of IC, it cannot handle cannot handle excessive heat. If the heat goes out of control, the IC will be easily burned out. Okay. In the same way, there are some advantages are also there for the ICs. So the first main advantage is extremely small size, very small size. You have observed the ICs, so it is very small size. Okay, weight is lesser, greater reliability, that is the ICs have longer life, greater reliability. Then cost is less, as ICs can be manufactured in mass production, so cost will be reduced, cost is less power consumption, the power consumption is very less, easy replacement of ICs, reduction of time in system design, then improvement of speed of operation. So here the advantages, n number of advantages we can list. Improvement of speed of operation. So in ICs, so since those copper conductors are replaced, okay, so the heat production will be also less, the power consumption will be less because unnecessary conductors are avoided here, so power consumption is also less. So the disadvantage, for example, in the lid it is listed that disadvantage, if any one component goes out of order, the whole IC has to be replaced. Actually that is a disadvantage, but that can be advantage also. But how it is, if any one component goes out of order, we have to replace the whole IC. So here the whole IC is small in size and it is very cost effective, that is ICs are available in very cheaper cost. Okay, so replacement of IC is not a big problem. Okay, as the ICs are available in the cost of one discrete component itself. For example, any diode, okay, if you want to purchase a single diode from the market, at least you have to pay 5 rupees or 10 rupees for a diode, or 30 rupees also. In same cost the whole IC will come, that is the whole IC, that is the whole circuit will cost the same cost as that of a discrete component also. So the disadvantages, actually those are the disadvantages, but that will not much effect on the operation. Next, coming to the different types of ICs, there are different types of ICs, that is, one is monolithic IC, then thin film ICs, thick film ICs, and hybrid ICs. So these types of ICs you have to remember. This question may be asked for 5 marks. Then coming to the classification of ICs, how the ICs are classified. So the ICs are classified in 3 ways. One is the ICs are classified by scale of integration, So this scale of integration is nothing but how many number of components are etched onto a single chip. That is nothing but the scale of integration. Then ICs are classified by structure, and ICs are classified by function. So by structure, ICs are classified as film ICs. In that film ICs, this thin film IC and thick film IC, and then the ICs are also classified by function. So in this there are two classifications, analog IC and digital IC. So analog ICs are nothing but the function of them is analog, but that is they use the analog signal for their operation, or those ICs are used for analog operations. Then some ICs are there which are used for digital operations, so those are called digital ICs. The example for analog ICs are maybe op amps, timer circuits, etc. Whereas the example for digital ICs are logic gates, memory chips, okay, the computer chips, etc. Now coming to in detail the classification by scale of integration. there are 5 classifications: small scale integration, medium scale integration, large scale integration, very large scale integration, and super large scale integration. So in small scale integration is nothing but the ICs which are etched with 0 to 10 number of components in a single chip. Those ICs are small scale integration ICs. Then those ICs which are fixed with more than 10 and less than 100 discrete components, if they are etched in the same IC, those are called medium scale integration ICs. Then up to 1000 number of components fabricated on a same single chip, that is called as a very large scale integration. Then very large scale integration, here up to 1 lakh components are fabricated on the same IC. So more than 1 lakh components if fabricated on the same IC, that IC comes under super large scale integration. Now coming to the classification by structure, in that monolithic IC. So monolithic IC is one type of IC. So thin film IC, in that there are thin film and thick film ICs. Then hybrid ICs. Then classification by function: analog ICs which are used for the analog operations, digital ICs used for the digital operations. Examples for analog ICs are op amps, timer circuits. Then digital ICs are timer circuit, basic gates, logic gates, memory chips, etc. Then coming to how the components are fabricated on a monolithic IC. So the method to fabricate the components on the monolithic IC is as below. The first step in fabrication is wafer preparation. So the wafer preparation is here a cylindrical p-type silicon crystal is crystal of 25 cm long and 2.5 cm diameter is taken, and then the crystal is then cut into wafers of 200 micrometers thickness. That is, one wafer has 200 micrometer thickness and 2.5 centimeter diameter. After vapor preparation, the next step is epitaxial growth. Here a gas mixture of silicon atoms and pentavalent atoms passed over the wafer. This forms a thin layer of 10 micrometers of p-type silicon. Then the third step is oxidation. In order to prevent contamination on a thin layer of SiO2 is grown on the surface of the wafer. Then next is producing compounds on substrate. By the process of diffusion, appropriate materials are added to substrate at specific locations to produce diodes, transistors, and different types of semiconductor devices, resistors also, diodes, transistors, etc. on the wafer. The next step is etching. That is, the unwanted things are removed by the chemical process in the etching. Then separating into chips. Then after the fabrication of the components, that chip is separated from the wafer. The small chip is separated from the wafer by cutting it using a diamond tipped cutter. Then encapsulation. So encapsulation is nothing but fixing the insulating material, for example plastic casing, on the chip. Then next question is how the diode is fabricated on a IC. Actually the figure, you can refer the figure. This figure shows how the diode is fabricated on the IC. So the first step here is by removing SiO2 layer and creating a window. So P substrate and N materials are there as shown in the figure. Then by doping, a p-type semiconductor is doped through the window into the N-type material. Then the SiO2 layer is packed, and again the SiO2 layer is hold to extract the connections. Extract the connections from the P and N-type material, and it will give the diode. Okay. So next, how the transistors are fabricated on the ICs. So here also the figure you can refer as that of diode. The SiO2 layer is cut and a window is created, and through the window a p type semiconductor is doped onto the n type. So this will create n and p. And then again the SiO2 layer is packed, and again SiO2 layer is cut and made a window, and n type semiconductor material is doped through the window. Window is closed, and through the window, the SiO2 layer, the three ohmic contacts are taken out for the external connection. Those are emitter, base and collector. So these are the frequently asked questions you may face. Okay, so be prepared, refer the notes also. For any doubts, text me or directly you can call me so that we can discuss. Okay, we can have the solution for that. So be prepared, be in touch. Thank you.